Okay, so hello and welcome to this newest AI reaction video. Today, we're reacting to one of the biggest AI creators out there, Dan Kieft. Highly recommend you go ahead, subscribe to him, hit the bell notification. By the way, while you're doing that, subscribe to this channel. Okay, hit the bell for post notifications as well. We're on a journey to be the biggest AI reaction channel in the industry, okay, kind of like Dan Kieft is. So support the journey. Subscribe down below, and basically by the end of this video, what's interesting is you'll find out, and I will find out because it's my first time reacting to this video and watching it. We're gonna find out if my thumbnail editor still has a job by the end of this video, so that's a good bonus, kind of put something on the line. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the video.
Faster, cheaper, and better than a real thumbnail designer can do for less than 25 cents. YouTubers like Iman Gutsi, Jenny Hoyos, and Mr. Beast spend anywhere from $300 to $10,000 per thumbnail. But unfortunately, most creators simply cannot afford that. And for years, it has been an unfair game when it comes to YouTube.
Wow, that is a really crisp camera, seriously.
Because it becomes super hard to beat the algorithm if you have a low budget available to you. If you have a bad thumbnail, then that also means that your video is less likely to rank in search. Because think about it, big creators with massive budgets are spending a shit ton of money trying to optimize their thumbnail for the algorithm, while you're still playing around.
That's true. I always feel like one thing about the people talking about organic content, scale with organic content. The truth of the matter is, organic content, if it's to be performed where it's going to actually give you an ROI, like a bunch of visibility, is that even though it's for free, it's not for free because you got to get a professional thumbnail editor, actually edit the videos. I don't edit my videos, thankfully, but or else when I used to do it with the other videos on my channel, if you want to check those out, highly edited, very, very expensive videos. I was spending like 1.5K a month with 0 subs on YouTube just to try and grow, and you know, we were at like what, 560 subs right now. So it's not that for free if you want to actually scale.
And let's be honest, you're not gonna be. But thanks to AI, the playing field is now leveled. With AI, you can not only copy the most...
Okay, that's... Our thumbnail is wild. Will Dennison is going crazy.
Popular thumbnails in your own exact style, but you can also create entire new thumbnails based on just one prompt. And I hear you thinking, why do you care so much about the thumbnail? The truth is, YouTube doesn't treat every video equally. When you first upload a video, YouTube shows it to a small number of people. And if during those first crucial hours, people don't click on it, then YouTube stops promoting it. Which means that the video that you spend days on, like you've invested all of your hard time, is all for nothing. It doesn't matter how good your video is. If your click-through rate is bad, then your video will never go viral, ever. Now, and that is the exact reason why big creators are spending a lot of time and money on making good thumbnails. They know literally that their thumbnail is the reason their video will be a complete failure or an absolute success. So how do we compete as a small creator with the big dogs, like Mr. Beast, Iman Gutsi, and Ryan Trainer? Well, simply said, you don't. That's why you steal from them. You steal from them like an artist. Now, there are multiple ways you can do this. First, you can learn how to use Photoshop and you can do it yourself. Second, you can pay a thumbnail designer between $50 to $300 to make a thumbnail for you. Or third, you learn how to leverage AI and you can copy or create any type of thumbnail that you can imagine.
But Dan, AI can never be as good as a real thumbnail
That's actually a pretty good use of AI video.
designer.
Shut up, Karen. Just take a look at this. This is ChatGPT recreating this thumbnail. It looks decent, right? But what if I told you that this tool that you might have never heard of does a way better job than ChatGPT can ever do? This is called Pixels AI. And with their new version, you can copy any type of thumbnail that you want. You can face swap your original face and put your face or anyone else's face on there. And you can use text to thumbnail. For example, I made this thumbnail right here, and I haven't done any editing in Photoshop, Canva, or anything. Just using pixels. Now, here's how it works. First, you want to head over to the link in the description down below, and then you want to use my link to get pixels for
Little cheeky plug. I respect that. I respect that.
$1 for the first month only. Now, with it, you can try it out and you can play around with it, and you can make around 150 thumbnails a month. There are actually 3 ways to create your thumbnail. So the first one is by using the prompt. This is literally prompt to thumbnail. The next one is using the recreate feature. Now here you can...
This feature is kind of like the Google VO3 software, essentially, that you plug in a prompt and it generates a full-on AI video. By the way, if you don't know what VO3 is, check out my most recent, well, my latest reaction video before this one. But this is very, very practical, to be honest. Writing up a prompt and getting an image generated, crazy practical.
Prompt. This is literally prompt to thumbnail. The next one is using the recreate feature. Now here you can link any type of YouTube video. You can edit.
That's also extremely powerful to copy thumbnails, because or else you would have to export it and whatever, but boom, just plug in a thumbnail and that's it. A link rather, and you get the thumbnail.
Image of your own or anyone else, and then you can recreate those thumbnails. And the last one is to face swap existing thumbnails with your own face or someone else's face.
Est-ce que tu sens que quelque chose de bizarre est en train de se passer? Toutes les boîtes commencent à supprimer des emplois.
Let's start off easy. What I do here is I simply give it my prompt. Urban space, crack down the middle, one side lush and green, the other side is scorched and in fire. Now, we don't do anything else, we can just click on generate. Now, this usually takes like less than a minute, and then you got your thumbnail like this. This already looks quite insane. So what we can now do is with the new version...
That's pretty fresh. That's pretty fresh.
We have this one enabled, by the way. So this is version 3.0. Then with that version, what we can do is we can edit our thumbnail. So now we click on edit, and here what you can do is you can use the rectangle selection. Now we select a part of our thumbnail, and now we can add anything. For example, we can say edit bright, bold, white text saying this is our future. So let's make it a bit dramatic. So now we click on generate, and now in this section, it will start generating this text. So now we just wait again, and then you get a thumbnail like this. This is quite insane. So no Photoshop needed, no Canva needed. All can be done in this platform.
That's crazy.
So yeah, this is quite cool already. But let me tell you this is just the basic of what is possible with this tool. So now let's get a little bit more advanced. So we're going to start up a new chat. Then make sure you have Model 3 enabled. Then we're going to go back. And within this new version, you have personas and you have styles. So what does this mean with personas? You can literally train this model to add in thumbnail pictures of your own. Just take a look at this. You add in all kind of images of yourself. So I, for example, have a folder where I add in 10 images of myself. Then you give it a name. And then you have made your own character or your own persona within pixels. So you can do this for anyone, basically.
I could see some of these AI companies like stealing all of our data, like the way we look and stuff using this, but hey, at least it's practical.
So I have it on my own. I have it on Kevin Hart, Sydney Sweeney, Cristiano Ronaldo. So now let's do Kevin Hart, for example. What I can then do is I can pick styles. And styles is quite insane because you can literally get the exact style that you want based on other thumbnails. So for example, what I want is I can go to YouTube, then I want to have the Magnet's media style. So he has quite a unique style to his thumbnails. Basically what I can do is I can just click on his videos, I can download his thumbnails.
Hey, Dan Kieft also doesn't have YouTube Premium, guys. That's sick. Then I probably won't get it. I'm not gonna lie. I refuse to. If a creator with 70K followers doesn't have it, that just solidifies my point even further.
And then what I do is I go back, then I click on styles and I click on create. And here I upload all the images that I have, or I select this YouTube channel. So for example, here I can upload a few images. So it will be this one, and this one. And then I open it, give it a name, and then I click on generate. Now I have already done that, so I have Magnus Media right here. So now I have Kevin Hart's persona and I have Magnus Media style. Then I have to just add in my prompt. So I have a person in the middle is Kevin Hart and he has like money flying around him with a red glow and whatever. So then I click on generate and now I have a thumbnail like this. Now this is quite crazy because
Damn, like this is this is really good, man. I'm gonna actually try out this thing. I maybe will film a video trying it out live because there's no way this works actually this good for $1. Like first month being that is $1. Like that's crazy.
the text scanned is like behind him, the money is flying everywhere, he has a red glow to him. It's quite literally the style of Magnet's media. And you can train this as in-depth as you want. I only used 3 images to create this style. Now we can do this again with a different style. For example, let's do a Mr. Beast style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new chat. Then I'm going to add in the persona. So for this one, I'm actually going to use Sydney Sweeney. Then for the styles, I'm going to use Mr. Beast because I created that style. And then for the prompt, I'm going to do this prompt right here, which I got off ChatGPT. It's basically Sydney Sweeney being stranded on a tropical island. Then I just hit generate, and now I get an image like this. As you can see, we have Sydney stranded on a tropical island. She's just surviving. The only thing that it didn't quite do was stranded for 7 days. But I got a way to fix that. So basically what you do is you click on edit, you select the part where you want to have the text, and let's do add in big white bold text saying day 7. So here we have the new version with the text added day 7 compared to the first version. It has done a pretty great job. Now this is just a service level because adding in text is really simple. But what you can also do is you can select a small part of her arm, for example, and then I can say add blood and scars. And now it's gonna add that into the image. So let's take a look. We now have a bloody shoulder.
I feel like one thing though, why maybe thumbnail creators or graphic designers are still going to be semi-pertinent is that you still have to be kind of a creative individual. Like, yes, you can base yourself off what other people are doing, I guess. But if you want to, say, be like an innovator, groundbreaker, like an Ashton Hall or a Mr. Beast or something, or like build your own kind of niche, your own thing or your own style, then I feel like you still have to have that creative brain to even just think about these things, right? Because I would have never thought about the day 7 and the bloody shoulder, whatever, right? And that does make a difference on YouTube.
This makes it look a lot cooler. So that is Pixels 3.0. You use that for your thumbnail when you use prompt to thumbnail. Because with it, you can add in styles and you can change persona. But now let me show you how Recreate works. Now Recreate is super powerful, but for this version, what you want to do is you want to click here and you want to use the Model 2. Now let's use Model 2 right there. Then we click on Recreate and now we can enter in any type of thumbnail. So you can either download the thumbnail or you can copy it from a YouTube video. So I got Mr. Beast right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on share and I'm going to copy his link right there. Now I'm going to bring it over to Pixels, paste it in here, and then we have the inspiration link. What this exactly means, I will explain to you in a minute. But for now, let's put it on high. So this gives you 3 different versions, depending on how much you want your thumbnail to look similar to Mr. Beast's thumbnail. So for example, here we have this jacked guy, and this is the thumbnail that I made, but I just dislike the tattoo. So what I simply do is I say remove the tattoo, and now I get this version, and honestly, it looks quite like me. Just in real life.
Easy way to kind of, Greg Doucette will probably expose you for being natty or not, but I feel like I'm going to leverage this 100%.
To be honest, it doesn't really matter what type of thumbnail you have. For example, here we have PewDiePie, and here we have my version of PewDiePie's thumbnail. So yeah, I can literally be on any thumbnail with this. Now I already hear you thinking, would this get me in trouble if I copy other people's thumbnail? So that's an interesting thought, because if you...
True, that's a valid question, but at the end of the day, it's posted on YouTube, so I'm pretty sure you can just copy whatever's on YouTube, Facebook, doesn't really matter.
Look at all the most popular YouTube creators, for example Mr. Beast, they have been copying each other like an other proven to work concept for a while now. And they put their own twist on it and it still works. Like, I've never seen someone actually get in trouble with thumbnails, so I will just explain to you why this works so well. So for example, here we have this Strange versus Giant Pit video. This video literally got 167 million views. Mr. Beast was looking at that and he was like, oh, if that works, then let me just copy it. So he made his own version, almost the exact same thumbnail. He just added his face on it and a different train. Even when I took my own face and put a different prompt in it, tried to face swap it, it still made a version that just didn't look like me. So then I tried it in Pixels, I put in his thumbnail, then I put in my persona, and then I got this version. Honestly, there's no other tool out there right now that is...
Yeah, to be honest, it may not seem like a massive difference, but at the end of the day, the fact that this is that much more clean than this does change your CTR by 2, 3, if not more %, which can change your video from having a couple hundred views to literally a couple thousand. So it's quite a big difference, to be honest.
Try that in pixels. I try to face swap it, and because it has multiple different faces on it, it face swap all of the faces with my face.
That's crazy.
Like, does that face look familiar to you?
Hey, yo. Okay, nah, but I want to use it for this. This is creepy. That's like a man's face, bro. Holy.
In this case, I would still use Photoshop to just cut out myself, put me in this original thumbnail, and then I have this copy.
Okay, so overall, insane video. I'm definitely going to subscribe to this. I'm not going to lie. Don't worry, thumbnail editor Mansour, if you're listening to this, don't worry. You're still good to go. We're still going to be working together. Not firing you. But yeah, I'm still going to try this out just to have fun with it, you know. But it does, if it actually does produce these, I maybe actually will film that video live trying this out, because this is probably the first AI tool I've reacted to that is truly useful and like mind-bendingly accurate. Okay, so I mean, if you enjoyed this video, you want to see the review or the live kind of use of pixels, then subscribe to the channel down below, like the video, comment if there's any other tools that you want me to react to next, and I will see you in the next video.